Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Russia and Ukraine have launched air attacks that damaged each other's energy infrastructure hours after Vladimir Putin said Russia would stop targeting Ukraine energy sites. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Russia's targets included hospitals. He said the Russian leader had in effect rejected a comprehensive ceasefire in his call on Tuesday with US President Donald Trump. Mr. Putin told Trump a full ceasefire would only work if Ukraine's allies stopped giving military assistance, a condition Ukraine's European allies have previously rejected.
You have a lot of guns pointing at each other, and a ceasefire without going a little bit further would have been tough. Russia has the advantage, as you know. They have encircled about 2,500 soldiers.
At least 13 people have reportedly been killed in airstrikes across Gaza after Israel said it was resuming combat operations in the Palestinian territory. 2 civilians were killed and 5 others injured when an Israeli drone hit a tent near the Al-Mawazi humanitarian zone. Israel's army said it had targeted what it called a Hamas military site from where the group was preparing to fire into Israel. Vessels controlled by Hamas were also hit, the army said. It comes after Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said fighting would resume in full force, adding this is just the beginning. The mayor of Istanbul has been detained as part of a Turkish corruption investigation just days before he was due to be selected as a presidential candidate. Ekrem İmamoğlu from the secular Republican People's Party is seen as one of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's strongest political rivals. Prosecutors say he is accused of being a criminal organization leader suspect. Authorities detained 100 suspects, including other politicians, journalists and businessmen, as part of the investigation, and the Istanbul governor's office has imposed 4 days of restrictions in the city. The Democratic Republic of Congo's president, Felix Tshisekedi, and his Rwandan counterpart, Paul Kagame, have called for an immediate ceasefire in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo after having direct talks in Qatar. It is the first time 2 leaders have met since Rwandan-backed M23 rebels stepped up an offensive in the region, where authorities say 7,000 people have been killed since January. It is unclear whether the M23 would heed the ceasefire call after the rebels refused to attend peace talks in Angola on Tuesday. Democratic Republic of Congo accuses Rwanda of arming the M23 and sending troops to support the rebels in the conflict. Despite assertions from both the UN and US, Rwanda has denied supporting the M23. The Malaysian cabinet has approved a fresh search for the wreckage of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 more than a decade after the aircraft vanished. The search will cover a 15,000 square metre area in the southern Indian Ocean. The company will receive $70 million if the wreckage is found. Flight MH370 disappeared in 2014 with 239 people on board while travelling from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. Its disappearance is one of the world's greatest aviation mysteries, which continues to haunt the families of the passengers.
And splashdown, Crew 9 back on Earth.
And SpaceX Freedom, splashdown. Good main release.
Copy, splashdown. We see main chutes cut. Nick, Alex, Butch, Sunny, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home.
And after 9 months in space, NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams have finally returned back to Earth.
Callouts there indicating that the crew will have the opportunity to do a quick check-in with the SpaceX flight surgeon.
Their SpaceX capsule made a fast and fiery re-entry through the Earth's atmosphere before 4 parachutes opened to take them to a gentle splashdown off the coast of Florida. A pod of dolphins circled the craft.
There we do see Crew 9, some happy waves, smiles all around back on Earth.
After a recovery ship lifted it out of the water, the astronauts beamed and waved as they were helped out of the hatch along with fellow crew members astronaut Nick Hague and cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov. It brings to an end a mission that was supposed to last just 8 days. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.